new recording place in the house today. Just hopefully this is a little bit better. Just let me know when you're on. So this was a planned live. This is the requested TikTok. Not requested, it's something I saw a couple of days ago as I was looking at different kind of things to do on the lives in terms of eyeshadow palettes and things like that. There's a trend at the minute on TikTok, you probably know about it already, but if you don't, if you pop in the search tab, my makeup look, it will bring up what's really good for you. You will see in my posts what came up for me. So it was very like a glowy, kind of nude lip, really glowy skin, and kind of almost shimmer kind of, but not too shimmery. Do take a look at the photos that I did pop up and you'll see what I'm kind of covering today, and then I can do a photo afterwards as well. So I can see that comments are enabled and everything like that. Made sure everything on my side internet wise is okay. There was an issue actually yesterday when I did look it up afterwards. There was an issue with streaming apparently. So I think there was something going on with YouTube. So yeah, so that's what we're going to do. So it's the viral trend. So if you haven't heard about it, if you pop in your search tab on TikTok, my makeup look, it will come up with kind of what suits you. And it's amazing. It actually is really good. It suits you. I felt like it suited me. So kind of very summery, glowy, big into the glowy skin, kind of the nice, kind of really kind of sculptured brows. Not much eyeshadow actually, guys, if you have a look at the photo. It was more kind of mascara and just kind of everything kind of in a sequence. So it was quite nice. So what I'm going to do is just check everything's okay. Okay. And hoping everything is okay. So what we're going to start off with is our skincare. Hi Sonic, hi Varma, thank you for joining. How are you? Hi Sonic. So I'm hoping yesterday I had issues with comments, so today hoping this location's a little bit better. This is a makeup tutorial, so today we're doing the TikTok trend of what my makeup look would be. So basically you pop your, well, you don't have to pop your photo. If you have a TikTok account, you just put my makeup, what would suit me, and it comes up with all the photos. So check out my posts and you'll see what I got. So very kind of summery, glowy skin, mascara, not so much anything on the eyeshadow actually. If you take a look at the photos that I actually screenshot it for you guys. So that's what we're going to do. And I think it's a really good idea because if you don't know what kind of makeup suits you, I thought it was a really, really good trend to kind of hop on and do. So if you haven't seen it before on TikTok, I'll just say it one more time as people come onto the stream, just in case they're coming through halfway. If you put what my makeup suits me, TikTok will bring up everything in the photo section, and it's really, really good. So check out my post section because that's kind of what I'm going to be covering today. So kind of very glowy kind of skin. That's what we're going to do. I'm actually going to be using a nude glow from IT Cosmetics. I've got two different, and I'm thinking I might get away with the darker color. This is the Your Skin But Better from IT Cosmetics, and it's the nude glow, but it has an SPF 40, so amazing. I didn't get them both together because they are higher end. Buddy the Tank, I subbed. Thank you, Buddy the Tank. Is that your dog in the profile picture? Thank you for subbing. So I didn't get these both at the same time because they are higher end. This is in Fair and this is in Fair Light. Last year I got Fair thinking that that would be my color, and then Fair Light as well. So one is a bit deeper, so we'll have a look. I'm just going to pop on my moisturizer. Hi Cosmo, thank you for joining. But do let me know, guys, if you are a subscriber already and what you're up to today. If you're not, you can take a look at the profile on my YouTube channel, and I do a lot of makeup and mental health videos, so I definitely appreciate you subbing and getting to the point of the lives. I actually got requested to do them from February by subscribers, so I've done longer form content for a long time. So this is kind of just like getting to know you guys. I do it a lot for the interaction and kind of chatting to you guys. So if you don't know who I am a support worker outside of this, so I do work with people with Down syndrome and autism as well. So that's like my day job. Okay, so that's kind of what this is in case I didn't show you guys. So I just popped this on straight after the water cream. This is the Revitalift filler with hyaluronic acid. So really, really good for your skin. I'm not putting on any SPF today because even though the foundation I'm going to show you has SPF, I'm not going to go out today. So I won't have any SPF under my skin, but I am going to moisturize it. I'm going to the first day of church camp today. I got signed up for it by my mom. Oh, amazing. I did church camp, not church camp, but I did camp in New Hampshire and Boston when I was 16. I remember that. And that was really interesting because you get to meet other people. Is this your first time going to church camp, or are you going to be, is this your first time, or have you done it in other years? That's really exciting. Hi, preppy girl. How are you? Are you looking forward to it? Or do you have any of your friends going with you? I know sometimes if you get signed up to something and your friends aren't there, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Yes, this is my first time. Do you know anybody else who's going? It can be good to meet other people. That's good. I'm glad you're good, preppy girl. That's good. But maybe you'll meet new friends. But I know it can be overwhelming. Did you get the scrunch bum leggings yet? No, and I can't find them on Amazon. I don't want to go onto Shein because I feel like I get a lot of things on Shein. So if you know where to get them, let me know, because it's funny you say that. On Wednesday, I have a gym. I want to start the gym again, but I don't know how to use half the machinery in there. So they do a free like introduction, and they bring you around and things like that. But I can't find them anywhere. Did you get them on Amazon? Okay, that's really strange because I got loads of like gym leggings coming up, but there was nothing like, there was the ones where you can hold your mobile phone, that kind of thing, but I didn't get the ones you were talking about. I do know the ones you mean, but I couldn't find them. Cosmo, no, I don't know anyone else going except my friend Caitlin. Well, that's good. You've got one friend, you know, so you guys can kind of have each other. Do you know what kind of activities you're going to do there? What kind of activities do you do in the church camp? Or you can get the scrunch bum shorts. Oh, I might just literally put that in, scrunch bum leggings, and see if it comes up, because I was just putting in gym leggings thinking they would come up, but if I'll actually just type that in and see if I can get them, because I do have like a introductory day on Wednesday where they show me everything. But Cosmo, it's really good to go to summer camp because you meet other people, and especially if you're in your teens, you start to kind of, I find you kind of have friends for life in a way, because you know you're at that age where you kind of have going through similar things and that kind of thing. But no, preppy girl, I will have a look at that on Amazon again. So I've just popped on all of that moisturizer. The great thing about this is you just have to pump it once and enough comes out for your skin basically. So we're doing good with the internet today. Basically, if you don't know what I mean, last night I had a live, guys, and halfway through the live, my internet, I don't know what it was, went down, so people could still see me, but they couldn't comment. So definitely keep the comments coming, guys, because that was the only way I was able to realize something was wrong. But they make your bum look big. Ooh, I don't need any help in that part of my body, unfortunately. I don't know what we are going to do, except I do know we are all going to go to the big worship place. Oh, okay, the big worship place. Is it a Christian camp? You might do a lot of outdoor activities maybe. Or groups, things in groups. Sounds good. So looking forward to it then, Cosmo. So I am going to go in. Again, this is a viral trend I'm doing today if you're just kind of hopping on. Basically, this is something that's on TikTok at the minute. It's kind of going viral. So basically, you put in my makeup look into TikTok, a search bar, and then you click on photos and it will bring up a makeup look that suits you. So I popped mine on the posts today because, I mean, I couldn't believe it. Even like the coloring was really good. So I'm literally kind of, it's my adaptation tonight of what that photo was. But Cosmo, I think you'll really enjoy it, especially if you've got Caitlin, because you have each other. But then you can also branch out and come back together if you meet other people or if there's groups. So is that starting soon? Are you starting that this week? So for primer, I'm going to go in with the Fix and Perfect from Rimmel. And this is the smooths, resurfaces, brightens, and mattifies and protects. So we're going to go in with that. Again, Rimmel are a really good brand as well. So is the worship place, is it like a Christian camp, Cosmo? That's good if it's Christian. I mean, every camp is good to go to. But is it during the day, or are you going to be staying over for 2 weeks? Some of them here, they do it for like a day and get collected, and then they get brought back again in the morning. And some of them are overnight and you stay for like 2 weeks. Okay, so I've just popped that around the face. Definitely keep the comments coming, guys, because that's how I know that you guys are still there. Because of the issues we had last night with the I did look on last night, and apparently a lot of people on YouTube had issues on streaming, so it could have been an issue with YouTube. Okay, so that's kind of everything set into the face. I do have my washer here as well. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is the foundation. Now this is medium coverage as well. But what I got from that photo is, when I looked at the photo that I got my result off of TikTok, it looked like glowy skin, more of a liquid blush, bronze but not very matte, so very glowy and dewy is basically the kind of picture I got. So I'm going to be using the CC Nude Glow Color Correcting Medium Coverage Skin Tint. It is a skin tint, but it is definitely medium coverage, and it has an SPF of 40, which is amazing. So I'm probably going to go in with, because I do have a little bit of a tan. And do keep those comments coming, guys. Preppy Girl, if you're still there, let me know. Just so I know everything's okay. It's got a pump as well, so really good. But I do know that e.l.f. do dupe this as well, so it doesn't have to be IT Cosmetics. I'm hoping now that there's no issues, because we were having conversations and then it just went. So I'll continue, guys. But yeah, do comment if you can. I have a feeling you can't now. We'll go with it. It says there's 5 people in here, so if you do, let me know when you're in. Okay, so we're going to check. So this is Fair Light, and then this is Fair. So I think I'm going to go with Fair on its own, or Light on its own. Do comment and let me know if you're there. I'm having a feeling now after that there's nobody able to comment, but we'll go with it. I'm at the router. I've changed everything. Okay, so I'm just going to pop some of that on my hand. So this is Fair, is it, or Light? This is Fair Light, and then what we're going to do is pop up Fair and then see which one is the best match for us tonight. And this is Fair. So I think Fair Light is probably, yeah, Fair Light is going to be, this one here is warmer. It's probably going to be our best bet. So I'm going to pop that around the skin. I'm hoping you guys can comment still and there isn't an issue. Natalie's Universe, hi, how are you? Thank you for joining. So this is the viral trend we're doing on, that TikTok are doing at the minute. You've probably, if you haven't heard of it, you pop in my makeup look, and you go into photos, and then you get the search results. I popped up my post of what I got, so I'm kind of copying that. Very dewy, kind of summer skin, liquid bronze, very kind of glowy. So that's what we're going for today. So this is the CC Nude Glow Color Correcting Coverage Skin Tint, and it does have an SPF of 40 as well. So do let me know, guys, what you're doing. I'm good, thank you, Natalie. How have you been? I hope you're well too. I'm good, thank you. So I'm going to use a foundation brush for this, guys. Hope you're all well. Do let me know if you're new to the lives here, and do take a look at the channel if you're interested in what we're doing tonight. I also do mental health and smoothie videos and various reviews on makeup. So what we're going to do is get the Real Techniques foundation brush. I'm going to buff this in. I do think I'll have to go for a second coat, but we'll just spray that, or we might, yes, we'll spray it with some hydrating mist, This is the Real Techniques foundation brush. And this is just going to be really dewy, very liquid bronze, liquid blush. Just looks really fresh. I think dewy skin looks is really complimentary on all skin types and tones. So all I'm going to do is start to just buff that into the skin. So this is the IT Cosmetics CC Nude Glow SPF 40. But do let me know, guys, how you're doing. So some of you, I imagine, are getting off school soon. And some of you are working. And some of you are probably, if you're working from home or you stay at home. Okay, so you can just see the difference. What I like about that is that it's kind of just neutralizing the color. There isn't much of a difference in terms of, because I haven't done this half yet. But so that's really a good sign that this is your, that the color you've chosen is your foundation color. So I'm just going to do a little bit more because I do feel like I need to go in a bit more. But how is everybody coping with the heat in the UK? And Ireland, actually. It's the same in Ireland. Okay, so I do need a bit more because you can see I do have redness. So we're going to go back in. Okay. And we're just going to pop that on there. And I'm just going to buff that into the skin. We're going to go in with our concealer then, which is going to be the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. But I always go in with the colour corrector first, which will be the Maybelline 3-in-1 multi-use, multi-purpose concealer, and mine's in peach. You can get it in green as well. If green like neutralizes the colours. So it smells really nice too. There's a really florally smell from this too, and it does give a glow. You can see there is definitely a glow there. Okay, I'm just going to get a wipe. But I'm glad this is working in this area. Yesterday we had a nightmare trying to kind of get people, the comments kind of went halfway through, so I couldn't see what people were saying. Okay, so what we're going to go and do is, this is what I was talking about. This is the Maybelline Eraser Multi-Use Concealer. So we're going to pop that on. And I'm just going to put it in the areas where I tend to get some green areas here, just under the eyes, anywhere that needs kind of colour correcting before we go in with the concealer, which is e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Concealer. So I'm just going to pop that in the middle there, and you can see it's a peachy tone. And go here and over here. And that's it, because I'm going to really go in the T-zone, because that's where I have issues kind of with colour correction and things like that, and then we'll go in with the concealer. So I'm going to use my, if I have my smaller, no I don't, we're going to use fingers for this one, and then I'm going to go in with a concealer brush in a moment. Okay. But I thought this was a really good idea, because particularly if you don't know what makeup suits you, I think the viral trend on TikTok is amazing, because you just literally put in my makeup type in the search bar and it brings up what would suit you based on like your profile photo. And I thought what they suggested for me was really good, and I have popped it up in my post section so you can take a look at that. So it was very dewy, kind of not so much the eyeshadow, more like the mascara, very kind of pronounced brows but not too heavy, very glowy overall. Basically was a really glowy kind of complexion. For the brows today I'm going to go in with e.l.f. and this is their Holy Strokes microfine brow pencil, so we're going to be using that. I'm going to do the concealer now, because you can see I do look a bit tired. This is the Camo Concealer in Porcelain from e.l.f. and it has a little doe fur. I only put it in certain areas. But do let me know when you're on, guys. It's always good to chat to you. Okay, so we're going to go in again. I'm going to warm that up with my fingers, and then I am going to go in with a brush to do it. So we're just going to warm that. You can see a little goes a long way, guys. It goes a long, long way. I didn't put too much on there at all. And you can see kind of what that does. And that's why I use a foundation brush afterwards, because that distributes it more than a sponge, really. So we're going to go in with our same foundation brush from Real Techniques. Going to spray it one more time. You can hear the fan in the background, guys. It was needed today. Okay, and I'm just going to really gently just blend that into the skin. And I just keep blending until I need to bring it back to the hairline as well. Also, you can use your concealer as a primer for the eyes as well. But do let me know when you're here, guys. How have you all been? As you can see, it buffs in really, really quickly, and if you notice, I'm not kind of dragging it. I'm really almost using it like I would use a sponge, just dabbing it around the skin until it really does blend in. We're going to be powder wise, we're going to be setting the under eye with the Revolution, and this is their baking powder in rose, so we're going to be doing that. But this was a really interesting, I think, concept, because whatever color tone you are, whatever skin tone you are, it will bring up like 4 or 5 options. So for me, if you look at my post section, it brought up 4 options, but they're very, very similar in their in how they look. They're very similar. So this, just dabbing it all, making sure that it's all dabbed into the skin. The e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer has a lot of skin care ingredients, and so does the serum we just put on from IT Cosmetics. A lot of skincare was in there. So, okay, so that's kind of just everything buffed around. I'm going to go in with a clean, fluffy brush and just kind of make sure everything is there. So if you haven't seen my channel before, my name is Kira. I'm very new to lives. I've been doing them since February, and I do a lot of beauty reviews and makeup reviews, but I also do mental health videos as well. So do take a look at the channel if you would like to. So this is what I was talking about. This is the Revolution Rose Baking Powder. Now, banana powder has been around for a long time. I even think this pink powder has been around for a while. I've seen some people on YouTube use it all over their face. I just use it specifically for under my eyes. So that's what we're going to do tonight. But definitely keep the comments going. And the only reason I say that is last night, if you're just joining, we did have an issue with YouTube streaming and comments not showing up. So people were talking to me last night and I couldn't see anything they were saying. So yeah, that was a bit of a shame, but hopefully we're not going to have that issue today. So what I'm going to do is, this is what it looks like. It's just basically a pink powder, and I'm going to use my triangle puff, and we're going to just go underneath the eye and just do that. So that's what it looks like, and we're literally just going to set that under the eyes. And you can see it just makes that bit of a difference. It mattifies it, but it doesn't make it look too dry. You can see the difference there. But today I've been just hydrating myself because it's been so hot. We're not used to it here in the UK. That's the thing, we're not used to this weather. Okay, so if you see the difference, it just kind of mattified everything. It doesn't take away from the glow, but it certainly sets everything. I am going to go in the rest of my face, and I'm doing really well with this. I refuse to buy another one until this is used. This is the Rimmel 001 Transparent, and the good thing about that is it's not going to take away any colour that you put on your face, basically. It's transparent, so there's nothing worse than doing a really good base, and then you set everything, and the powder is kind of a white colour, and it just makes you look super pale. You don't want that. So I'm going to go back in on the other side. Don't paste a plaster on your real beautiful skin, please, madam. I haven't. I've actually just popped on a serum. So this is just a Nude Glow serum. So I haven't painted on too much, but thank you for saying that. It's probably the concealer still setting that's making it look like that. But no, this is just a serum that I've put on today. It's nothing heavy. It's probably the glow making it look more than it is. So this is the Revolution, but thank you for that, Newman. Have you been on my lives before? I think I recognize your name. So this is what it looks like basically, and all you do is pop it, start from under, I start from the inner corners and I go out. the purpose of this look that I got off of TikTok for my match was very dewy, glowy and natural. So we're not going to be going overboard with anything. All what it is, but all is shade. All what it is, but all is shades. Okay. So I'll just show you what it looks like again, and then what I tend to do is anything that needs to be corrected I use in the T-zone, so the remainder basically. So this is just really neutralizing my skin tone. I do suffer with redness. I do have my water here as well that I might pick up at the moment. I find my friend suggested, just because I'm really bad at drinking water, but I'm Newman. Nice to meet you, Newman. 35 from Pakistan. Oh wow. Do you have a channel yourself, or what do you do, Newman? It's nice that you're here. Welcome to the live. So this is the water I've got. I've had about 4 of these today, guys, and if you know me, you know I don't actually drink water that much. But this heat has been really good for me in a way because I've been drinking. But I actually, when you use a straw, it's a lot, I don't know, you get through a lot more water. You're a beginner. Do you mean a beginner on YouTube, or what do you do? Are you a student, or? So I'm just popping a little bit more. I think the nature of my job as a support worker and working at nights, it does make me look actually more tired. So that's probably a lot of what tonight is as well. This is where this comes in really handy. So I'm just going to pop a little bit more. Axidin 1252. Okay. So what we're going to do is just pop it on the other side of the eye now, again, just to really buff that and just make sure and also it sets everything you've done. It sets your concealer and everything. So we're going to be using the e.l.f. Gripping Mist today. So they have the gripping primer, obviously, but this is the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Spray, and everything is kind of have a dewy look. That's your channel. Okay, that's good to know. I'll take a look at your channel after this today. Okay, so I'm just looking in the mirror, just anything that's remaining, and then we're going to go in with that transparent 001, and then I want to show you the Revolution, what did I use for bronzing yesterday? Yeah, W7 Golden Glow Drops. I really want to use these up. I did last week, I showed you the Drunk Elephant. This is definitely a dupe. So if you don't want to spend, and I have to say, guys, I have the Revolution ones too, but these are the best in terms of the quality. So W7 are a well-known makeup brand. Newman, where are you from? I'm from Ireland, Dublin, Ireland. These are, obviously Drunk Elephant are very well known for their skincare and things like that too, but W7 are a makeup brand, and I think they were one of the first people to hop on this trend, this kind of the copy basically, dupe the Drunk Elephant Golden Glow Drops. So this is the W7 we're going to be using today, and I'll show you that in a moment. We're just going to set everything else, and then we're going to go ahead with that. So do take a look, guys, at the channel if you haven't before. My name is Kira. I am a support worker during the day for people with autism and Down syndrome, and then on my free time I do meet friends and things like that, but I also like to do makeup tutorials, and then I've been requested to do lives recently, which I'm doing. And now I'm doing, and I also do mental health videos too. So anyway, all of my, also just in between this, all of my social media is linked down below as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is, as you can see, I'm definitely getting through this. We're going to just set everything before we go in with those W7 Golden Glow Drops. So if you're thinking, I'd really like the glow drops, but I don't want to spend a lot of money on Drunk Elephant, definitely either go to Revolution, W7 or e.l.f. Revolution is probably the big one that I think financially is definitely a good way to go. So what we're going to do is just pop on some powder, and then we're going to go in with those glow drops. So what I was kind of given in my photo from TikTok, so if you're wondering what I'm doing and you've just joined the stream, my name is Kira. I do makeup, but I also am a support worker during the day, and I like to do makeup on YouTube. This particular live is going to be focused on the TikTok trend at the minute that's going viral of putting in, if you don't know your makeup type or what suits you, if you just type into the TikTok bar my makeup type and search and then look at the photos, it brings up it's really good. I put mine on the post section of this channel, what suits you. So I got a very glowy, natural kind of glowy skin look, so we're going to go for that today. By the way, can I ask you one thing? You don't have TikTok or Facebook. Okay, you don't have to. You don't have to have TikTok or Facebook if you don't want to. I certainly have friends that aren't online, and that's absolutely fine. So what I'm going to do is going to start off with those drops. So they're available on Amazon, but W7 have their own website as well. So you can get them there. So I always warm them. I always warm them up here like that. So you can warm it up on the skin basically. And I will just, I dot it around the face. If I just show you, that's what it looks like. You're probably thinking that looks really glowy and kind of shimmery, but actually when you pop it on, it's not so bad. Can you be my carer? Lol. Okay. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, guys, I'm only dotting it where it's needed. I'm not going to go in with my brush and kind of go really heavy. So what I'm going to do now is go in with my contour brush from Real Techniques, and we're just going to start to bring that back to the hairline. Pimples, okay. Message retracted, okay. Do you need a carer, Jamie? Okay. So I'm actually a support worker for people with autism. My girlfriend dumped me today, so I stole her wheelchair. Guess who came crawling back? Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Okay, I think the heat is making this actually stick to my face then. So this isn't the product itself, guys. If you're thinking, oh my god, that's sticking to her face. If you just blend it in really nicely. This is the heat. I'm not used to it. Okay, so I'm just going to do the other side quickly, and then you can see, so it's just given a glow. It's not over the top in any way, and that's what this photo really showed, is that it kind of a very kind of glistened kind of healthy glow look is what. Not any eyeshadow, kind of more on the mascara, the brows, and just having that nice kind of blush, and that's what we're going for today. So we're just going to blend that in. This is the Real Techniques brushes. If you keep them really well, they last a long time. And I know washing brushes is one of the things I really don't enjoy doing, but it's worth it in the end. Okay, and then I just put whatever's remaining on the bottom there. Okay, so we're just going to go in one more time with that blending brush, and we're going to start with the blush drops, which is the Revolution. So we're going in with the Revolution blush drops. They only come in one color, and this is in rosy pink, and they have squalene, hyaluronic acid, and grapeseed oil. So really good kind of skincare products in there as well. Okay. What I was going to do then is go over that with the NARS blush as well. So let me just get things organized. I want to do the brows as well. So again, guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is Kira. If you're just on the stream at the minute, very new to lives. What needs do I need for you to be my support worker? Okay. Well, I don't want to say they have needs, because that makes them feel, you know, that they're just special needs people, but I don't want to talk about that. That's my job and them, and it's private information, so I'm not going to kind of go into that. So this is like a pen, but if you just warm it up on the back of your hand, it is for your brows basically. So I'm just going to start with that and just go naturally into the curve of your brows. Don't put anything where it's not supposed to be. And then you just get like a very natural, thicker looking brow. If you see it, like, it hasn't made a huge difference, but it does look a bit more kind of subtle and a bit more kind of tidy, and that's what you want basically. Nobody wants to have a support worker, guys, put it that way. Nobody needs, you know, that shouldn't be your ambition to want a support worker. Sorry if you can hear the fan in the background. It's just too hot, way too hot for me. I'm not used to this. Okay, so it's just giving it a natural look. As I can see, you know, as I said, it's not going to be over the top tonight. This is what I liked about this viral trend, is that it really just showed you your natural makeup and what really suits you without going over the top. So do look on TikTok. It's going I think it's still viral at the minute. It's really popular. Just put in my makeup look and it will bring up, basically click into the section of photos and it will bring up your look basically. So as you can see, we've just really kind of made the skin color corrected. We've bronzed the skin, done the "you should come to Scotland." Okay. I won't be going to Scotland soon, but I think I've been once. I've been to Edinburgh, but I didn't get to see a lot of it, unfortunately. Visiting people more so in their place, so I didn't get to visit Scotland, but I've heard that it's very, very nice. So yeah, you can see it's just a little bit more the color corrected skin tone. We've done, I'm guessing you're from Scotland, Jamie. Yes, I guess that. Okay, so what we're going to do is go in now with the rosy pink, and this is the Revolution blush drops, and they have squalene, hyaluronic acid, and they have grapeseed oil. So really, yeah, but you were in Scotland, you just said it. Well, yes, I was a couple of years back, yeah, but I guessed you were from Scotland because you said it before. You said, have I been there? Which I'm guessing means you're there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is just pop this on. Again, I warm everything up on the back of the hands. This is what it looks like, also so that you can see what it looks like. And that's what that looks like there. Very light, and that's what we want. And that's what that looks like here. And we're just going to, again, just pop it here. I'm going to get my clean blush brush. I said I'm from Edinburgh, you said you were there. Yeah, I was a couple of years ago. Yes. And we're just going to blend that before I go in with the brush. And then we're just going to use the brush to kind of bring it up the face and then go in with a clean, fluffy brush. So what I'm going to do now is go in with my clean, fluffy brush. And we're just going to buff that until we get the colour that we want and it calms it down a bit. Oh, I had friends that went to the Fringe Festival a couple of years ago. Yeah, I haven't been to it myself, but I have friends who's been there. So that's what it looks like, guys. Very sort of, hi Tassos, I can see your messages. Yes, thank God. Yeah, I'm almost at 40 minutes, Tassos, and I can still see messages. So something must have worked today. As you can see, it's a different background. I was just saying earlier that I did look online afterwards last night. And it looked like people were saying 57% of people were having streaming issues last night, so there must have been something going on. But yes, everything's fine tonight. How are you? How are you doing today? So that's what that looks like, guys. That's the Revolution blush drops. Rosy pink seems to be their only tone that they do, but it's quite nice. I'm going to go in with more of that setting powder. You could be a fringe act. Okay. Natalie's Universe. I love glowy foundation, and Too Faced Born This Way is my favorite. I've been subscribed to your channel for years, but this is my first time on your live. Oh, thank you, Nat. That's amazing. Yeah, I've only done them since February, and I just thought it was a really nice way to get to chat to the subscribers and kind of interact a bit more. Just found it a bit more kind of interactive, and also then you kind of got to kind of chat to me and get to know me a bit more as well. But that's really nice. Thank you for being a subscriber for so long. Tassos, you're incredibly sexy. I have to tell you that. Okay. I wouldn't say that personally, but thank you for the compliment. I'll take that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just do the same on the other side. I don't think I'll do more than 4 drops because we did have to calm that down a little bit. So what I will say for the Revolution bright light is that a little goes a long way, guys. I only put 4 tiny drops and I did have to calm that down. I would love to watch Jurassic Park with you. Well, I still haven't seen the new one, but I saw it being advertised again today. Would love to see it, but like you say, the original, I don't think anything. Um, I don't think the original, and I'm always going to be a kid. I love Jurassic Park. I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I was like 8 or 9 when the first one came out. I can't remember. But I just got like fascinated by it. So yeah, I'm just going to be a kid. But then I like going to the theater. I like seeing things like that as well. So I think that's just who I am. You know, some people love gaming. Some people love, you know, watching sports. I think for me, it's just that kind of thing. Who are you getting done up for? Are you going on a date? No, this is just my mate. This is just my channel. I'm not going on a date. This is just my channel. I do makeup tutorials and I've recently done lives kind of doing my makeup and chatting to you guys. So no, I'm not going on a date. So what I'm going to do is be really careful, guys, because this is super strong. So I think we saw that in the first instance on this side. So I'm just going to bring that gently up like that. And I was super gentle and I still feel like this is going to be really strong. So for that reason, I'm going to go in with a very clean blush brush. I refuse to watch the new one because it's all CGI. The first T-Rex scene was almost too real for a child. Long live Spielberg. I thought that, and you know what, Tassos? I saw the ad, and you know where the girl has the yellow dinghy, and I think that's the ad that I saw on Sky today. She has the yellow dinghy, and you can see the dinosaur in the background, and she puts it up. But he actually looked fake, and obviously it is fake, and we know that. But like you say, in the very first one, when they're in the very first Jurassic Park, when the car gets stuck, and they're all just waiting, that T-Rex to me looked a lot more realistic, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. But yes, I thought it looked, and you could see, and obviously we all know it's fake, but it definitely looked, yeah, okay. I agree with you, Tassos, on that, absolutely. Now, guys, I should have let this dry in too much, but yeah, you can see that that's kind of more of what I wanted. We did get a bit too intense on this side, and I think that's why I only did 3 drops on this side. So if you do get this, guys, it's going to last you a very long time, because I did 4 on this side, and as you see, I think we went a bit too kind of intense, but 3 is, I think, just the right amount. So we're just going to continue to blend that in, and I am going to, just for the purposes of me looking a little bit tired today, I'm going to go in with my Rimmel Transparent 001 just on the inner corners. I'm going to wipe all this off. Okay, so I'm just going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to Tassos, I also had the video game on Sega. You had the Jurassic Park video game? Oh my goodness, didn't even know there was one, and that's surprising for me because I'm usually knowing. Wow. So what was that? I've never seen that. Can I be a moderator? Kashni Sinj. I don't really need one at the minute, but thank you for offering. But to me, Jurassic Park is just going to be one of those things, and I'll never apologize for it. That, and I'll probably get a lot of stick for this, that and Matilda. It's just going to be my thing. Just, you know, you can't apologize. If you have to be, you know, I think sometimes in a world that we're in, we have to be, we have to keep some of our good memories, I think. Okay, so that looks a little bit more, it's a bit more kind of put together. You might need to bring your ID if we go clubbing in Edinburgh if you act like a child. You think I act like a child? Okay. Please can I be one? I really want to be. I don't think I really need one at the minute. If I do, I'll let you know, but I don't really think I need a moderator. Okay, so what we're going to do is I always set it once with the spray, and then I go back in again. We're first of all going to go on to the eye look now, and it's going to be super natural. So what I've done there, guys, just so you know, is this is the Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray, Fine Mist. So when I actually thought, this was I kept spraying it the other day because not a lot was coming out, and actually it's a mist. So I totally got I completely got that wrong. So when you're used to like a heavy setting spray, you can really feel it on your face. This is so light, guys. You can see how much I've used already, and I probably didn't need to use that much. So just keep that in mind if you get it. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy Setting Spray. So yes, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Hook, The Mask. I loved all of those. I loved Mrs. Doubtfire, I have to say. That is one of my all-time favorite films. Yeah, that was Mrs. Doubtfire for sure. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, I remember that. Hook, yes. The Mask, absolutely. I've seen all of those. But Mrs. Doubtfire for me was, I don't know, one of my favorites. So we've just set that. Now what I chose to go in with today, guys, because the look is super natural. They did have eyeshadow on, but it was really, really natural. And this is a really good palette to have. This is the NYX Professional Makeup Ultimate Shadow Palette, and it's in their warm neutrals. So it's really, you can definitely see that you have eyeshadow, but it's very, very subtle. You look so beautiful tonight, dude, like a lady. Dude, like a lady. I don't know. Okay. So this is what you're getting. This is the color story here. So you do have, even though it says warm, you do have some cooler tones here. I'm more really into the warm kind of. So what we're going to do is cut the crease. And we're going to cut the crease. And when I say that, I mean we're going to bring this fluffy brush here and we're going to choose a color. I get it now. The song, Mrs. Doubtfire. Yes, I get it. With the Hoover. Yeah, I get it now. Absolutely. I'm so glad I'm finding people that actually like the same things I do, so I don't feel like a big weirdo. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, yeah, and jump around. Absolutely, tassels. Why not? Also, hoovering is boring, so it does make it a bit more exciting. But I thought that was just such a good film. Okay, so they're not named, but they're numbered. So you get 16 in all. I'm just making sure you did get 16 and that I'm not blind. Yes, you get 16. I'm just going to take another drink, guys, because even though the fan is in the background, I am really, really hot. But yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire was really good. Jurassic Park, Matilda, but that was just me, I think. Then as I got older, I was really into Sex and the City and Carrie Bradshaw, and now I'm starting to watch And Just Like That, and it's not the same really. Not the same without Samantha, I think. And that's what me and my friends were saying the other day. Samantha was the original cast in Sex and the City, and she's not in it anymore. I think she had I think the cast had arguments, or she felt she was being bullied, I think. So she left, and now they have a new series, and it's called And Just Like That. But it's not really the same. I think they're trying to be very woke. They're trying to be very, you'll see, if you know it, you'll know what I mean. It's not the worst show, but it certainly doesn't have what Sex and the City used to have. So yeah, that was, when I got older, that's one of the things I really, really liked watching. I used to watch with my mum. I used to watch the Gilmore Girls. That was another thing I used to watch. Okay. So where's my eyeshadow? I'm gone. I think I need more water, guys. This heat's affecting me. Did you fall from heaven? No. There was one thing that I wanted to come on with, because was it Emma in the last live said, is there a serum or a tint with a really high SPF? Now, this is an SPF 50, and it's L'Oreal Tinted Glow, but do add it to a moisturizer. I don't think guys here watch Sex and the City, but that's cool. Well, it's just about 4 girls who live in New York, and it's everything dating wise. So I think men, I've watched it with my guy friends as well. They like it. It's like it's just different scenarios. It's quite interesting, and you can probably relate to it if you've ever been on a date or been. I think it's quite good, but it's not it's not everyone's taste, I guess, particularly guys. But I think you'd be quite surprised that you might like it. But yes, and then the Gilmore Girls with my mum. Okay, so let's remember which one I went into. We're gonna go in and cut the crease, and I'm trying to keep in mind that it was super kind of neutral, barely there eyeshadow. So I've changed my mind. I'm actually gonna go with the placement brush and use this one here, and I'll swatch it for you. And that's what that looks like. If Cadillac John is watching this back, do look at the post for the MAC lipstick, because I got the name wrong. It's not Baby Pink, it's called Candy Yum Yum, and I've put up a post for you wearing it because they do discounts now, because I know MAC can be quite expensive. So do take a look. Okay, I'm going to look for a placement brush, guys, because I want the kind of inner corners of the eye just to be a bit more kind of have a little bit more life in them, basically, because you can tell that I've been on like an overnight in my support work. Overnight means that you stay over and look after them. You don't go home, so it's like 7:30 in the morning to 7:30 the next morning. So yeah, it can be quite tiring. So I'm going to go in with the white color, and I'm just going to bring that to the inner corners. Where do I find a gorgeous girl like you? Go to Ireland. That's where we're from. Tassos, I found it a bit. You know, I met this guy in Manhattan. I took my mom to buy a cardigan and ran into Steve. You ran into Steve, the character that played Steve, or the actor. Oh, I know what you mean. You're reaming off the. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, yeah. When Samantha was in it, it was a totally different show. I mean, it really was. And then when she left, yeah. So you had like Charlotte, who was the very wanted relationships, and she's one of the characters. Then you have Sarah Jessica Parker, who's the writer in it all, and she kind of describes everyone else's life. And Samantha was more the kind of, you know, party, loved night scene, kind of always kind of doing crazy things. And I think when she left, she left a big kind of gap, I think. So I'm just putting this in the inner corners just to kind of make it just pop a little bit more. There was unrealistic dialogues, and even that, it's called And Just Like That now, and it's very unrealistic now, I think. Very unrealistic. And I think that's not going to help viewers or their viewer ratings. Some people think it's really good. I still watch it, don't get me wrong, I still watch it, but it's not the same, I think, as it used to be. Okay, so let me catch up with the comments. My friend is from Ireland, you might know her, a girl called Megan. She's a violinist. No. I don't know how I could find them. No. Le Grande. I don't. If I come to work in Ireland, are you open to meeting in person? I'm not actually living in Ireland anymore. I'm from Dublin in Ireland, but I don't live in Ireland anymore. But I do want to promote Ireland and definitely go and see it and go and travel there. It's a beautiful country. Absolutely visit. Yeah, I would highly recommend doing that. Okay, so I've just put that in the inner corners of the eye. Now what we're going to do is go in with a much creamier color, and we're going to go in with that. Jamie, you're from Oxford in England. I live in Oxford in England, yes, but I'm not from. I was born in Dublin. I've only been here since 2017, and I was here a couple of years before that. But no, I'm not from England. It's where I'm living at the minute. I think I don't think you're psychic. You might have been on my lives before. I think I remember your username, or else you've looked at my videos, possibly. Okay. But Natalie, thank you for saying that you've been a long time subscriber and you're finally coming onto the lives. That means a lot to me. Okay, so as you can see, all I've done is kind of really open up the eyes. We're going to go in now with this golden color, this one here, and we're just going to go So that is kind of, can you see it's lifted everything up, but it hasn't given, you wouldn't be able to think or say that I've got eyeshadow on essentially. And that's kind of what the look was about. It's kind of coming together now, guys. It's if you take a look at my posts after this, and I will put photos up, it was very much bronzed, clean look, blush, so that's kind of what I'm going to go for. I do have the Revolution lip oil somewhere. I say that, guys, and I lose things all the time. I've got like, lately, I don't know if it's the heat, but my memory is ridiculous. Yes, it's here. It's the Revolution lip oil. So we're going to be using that at the end. Let me just catch up with all the comments, guys. Sorry. What is the national dish of Ireland? There used to be, when I was little, it was like an Irish stew, but I think now it's changed so much now. I don't know what it would be now, but when I was younger, it was like a lot of families made these big stews, like with potatoes and vegetables and gravy and that kind of thing, and that was big. Natalie, I love Matilda, Mrs. Doubtfire too. I still love Disney, and I don't care what people say. I love Disney too. Absolutely love it. Yeah, absolutely. There's nothing wrong, guys, with keeping that side of yourself. I really, don't be kind of, don't get me wrong. I've said to people, I love such and such a show, and I love this, and like they do look at you like you're from another planet. But actually, guys, I've done some research, and because I did childcare and psychology, and we had to kind of learn about the psychology of the brain and everything. And actually, people who have, a good intelligence level keep their childlike kind of sense of themselves. So as they grow older, because it gives them a wider depth of understanding people, which makes sense. So don't feel, I think, guys, let's not feel bad about it. Let's not feel bad. But Disney, yes, I used to be a big Ariel fan, The Little Mermaid, but now I'm sounding really like I go and watch it after this. I'm not like that at all. The one thing I'll watch if it's on, guys, is Mrs. Doubtfire. If I'm flicking through the channels and Mrs. Doubtfire is on, I'll certainly watch it. Okay, Jamie, hang on. Looked at that. I can't stop looking at the beautiful face of yours, okay? I subscribe it, Dwayne, I subscribe it. Okay, thank you, Dwayne. I think if you mean I subscribed, thank you. I really appreciate that. And Tassos, if they keep making rubbish movies, we'll keep watching our old favourites. Exactly. That's what I think. But I'm surprised, at the new Jurassic Park, how fake it actually... And I know, we all know it's fake, don't get me wrong. But like you said, Tassos, the first movie in the 90s, that scene, you absolutely are right. I 100% agree. That scene where the car gets stuck and the first time they see the T-Rex, that's so real. And then you see the one now, and yeah, I haven't seen it. I just saw the it was on Sky today. The kind of and they do that intro, and it did look really, really fake. Obviously, we all know it is fake, but you don't want to look at something that's actually, you want to waste your money with that kind of thing. But Tassos, let me know if you go and see it. Let me know if it's worth seeing, because I'm. But again, I think true fans will never, like, even the second one was quite good actually. But true fans, I think the first one is always going to be the one to beat, and I don't think it's been beaten yet. But like you say, Tassos, if they don't make good movies, you do tend to go to your old ones, don't you? It's kind of like a comfort thing. Jamie, I'm falling in love. Irish people are very caring. Oh, thank you. I'm sure a lot of other people are. I have kept my childish side alive, and that's my strong asset. Tassos. Yes, that's really true. I think it is, because there's so many things going on in the world, and we all have jobs, or we go to school, or maybe we're at home and we can't come out of that situation. It's good to have a little bit of escapism. And I mean, some people have gaming, that's a big thing for a lot of people. Some people love just to kind of escape into sports. I mean, I've got friends that watch Wimbledon that are really, really, I would watch it, but it's not something that I would purposely record or anything like that. But I've got friends that are very, very much into Wimbledon, so they do that. But keeping your childish side or your childlike side, I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I really don't. I think it'll just make you grow as a person, and actually it makes you more relatable to other people too. So, you know, people feel like, you know, that they can chat to you and feel quite easy around you. Natalie's, yeah, no probs. I have commented on your vids. I think this is a great, actually, I've not stayed this long on a live. I work with children for 22 years, but left as I'm pursuing another career. Wow, I started with Montessori. I did my diploma in Montessori in Dublin and then started in nurseries. Went from the very beginning, so like the baby room to the toddler room to the wobbler room. Then I got my level 3 MBQ and started in the preschool room, and then had key children, which if people don't know what that is, when you're in a nursery, you have responsibility of like an observation book, and you do like their little observations every day of what they've done and things like that. And then I went into primary, but more of a teaching assistant in primary, so not QTS. But yeah, so it was, and then I eventually managed an after school, which then was more the social side of the kids rather than the education side. And then I went into my support work with Down syndrome and autistic children or young adults. But I do really, really miss working with kids. I really do. As you can probably tell, I'm a bit of a big kid myself. But again, don't feel self-aware about that. It's like if you're gaming and you're over the age of 18, don't feel self-aware about that. Nobody should feel self-aware of something they do. Like I get a lot of comments when I go on live, why are you doing makeup and why are you doing this? And it's just a form of kind of like escapism, isn't it, and therapy. Do I feel like I need to put on makeup every day? No, definitely not. But I just like the process of it. I like the process of doing it. But yeah, Natalie, that's amazing. So you're 22 years. Wow. So you're pursuing a different career. Wow, Natalie, that's really, really interesting. Did you work in kind of nurseries and preschools as well? Jamie, can we get married? I can only afford a Haribo ring. A long ad we break if you can eat it. Oh my God. I haven't been proposed to online yet, but that's something to tick off the bucket list, I guess. But that took me by surprise slightly, Jamie. But I do feel like, you know, working with children does give you kind of like a different understanding, I think, of life in a way. And you do meet their families and you do meet different children that come from different backgrounds. I found it quite interesting. So now what I'm going to do, guys, is we're going to have a look again at that NYX palette. And we're going to maybe do a slight colour in the crease, but nothing kind of too dark or anything like that. Did I bring mascara? Now, this is my brain going today, guys. Yes, I brought one, but it's not the one I wanted to. No, it is. That's fine. This one. Okay. So, what we're going to do is, these are some of the colors, guys. And so because it said, you know, very glowy, yes, you could see she had eyeshadow on, but she certainly wasn't over the top. Very fresh. Like this look, guys, if you were very self-aware of your skin, this is something, if you followed with your foundation, not necessarily what I'm doing, this would be a daytime look, a very, very affordable daytime look. So what we're going to do is, they are not named, guys, which is a shame. So this is the colors. Let's just have a quick look. So it does say warm neutrals, but I would class this as a more of a cooler tone brown. I would class, you know, these are the ruby kind of reds, which kind of shocked me that they were in the palette. But so what we might do, I'm going to swatch this one and then we'll decide afterwards. I'm going to swatch this one and this one, and then we're just going to see which one looks the most natural. I know shimmers don't look natural, but we're going to see which one kind of, because we're going to cut the crease with that and then put the mascara on. Jamie, I'm sorry, but you have some competition. Natalie, I was in after school care for over 16 years. I did my management qualification. It could have landed me as an entry into postgraduate in primary education, but changed as times have changed. Yes, I was given the opportunity to do QTS status, which is, if people don't know what that is, it's qualified teacher status. And I found I wanted to step away from that. I didn't feel like, even when I started out in Montessori, everything was quite practical and the children were working on more of a learn as you go basis. Montessori is very practical. It brings practical skills to children from the age of 1, actually. And I find now, even kind of the the education kind of program that they're given is, for me, is just something. I don't know if that's for you, Natalie, but for me it was more I couldn't link into what they were teaching them and the ways they were teaching. I think the ways they were teaching were very different to how I was taught originally. So I'm not saying this career I have now is what I really want to do, because it can really tire you. Support work is quite demanding. It's you know, when you're on nights it can be quite demanding, because yes, you're sleeping, but you don't want to fall asleep completely, because obviously you've got the guys awake, so you are in a staff room which is sleeping, you know, on the not on an overnight, but obviously it's on your mind, you're looking after these people. So yeah, it can be but it's good in day shifts, you've got somebody with you, so that's absolutely fine. But no, it is interesting and I'm learning a lot. I've been put on a lot of training, so a lot of autism, unfortunately, most recently, the eldest person in the house, he's got Down syndrome and he's been diagnosed with dementia. So we were all put on a staff training day for dementia awareness. So that was something that so all this kind of side to my career is very new to me. But it was interesting. One of my colleagues said, like, Kira, this is something that you certainly can't. And she was a bit older than me, but she said, if I could go back, this isn't something I would stay in full time, because it's so, I mean, you can, but it's so exhausting. And she even finds it now, bless her. She's a good bit older than me. She was just saying, you know, she used to do nursing, she did psychiatric nursing, and even this is a little bit more draining, which I found really surprising, coming from somebody who was a psychiatric nurse. So it just goes to show it is kind of it's rewarding. It's very rewarding, because you're getting them back into the community. We do bring them to a lot of medical appointments, so it's a lot of medical side of things. But I can see over time, I mean, I've only been in it for 4 years now, maybe, and I can certainly feel the difference from working with children, tired wise, to working with this. But no, it is, you know, I do feel quite blessed. Tassos, weird question. What is the background exactly? It's just blinds. It's just my blinds closed. Otherwise, you would see everybody outside, which I'm sure they wouldn't appreciate. Okay, so what we're going to do is just I'm going to swatch the two I said I'd swatch, show them to you, and then we'll go from there. So they're the two. So we either put those on the crease. We could put one on the crease and one on the inner corner, maybe. Why don't we swatch them so you can see them properly? But Natalie, that sounds like a really interesting career you've had. Okay, so what should we do? This one I think is probably the crease color. So let's do that. We're going to just get a e.l.f. fluffy brush. Again, if you keep e.l.f. brushes really, really well, they do definitely last quite a long time. So I'm just going to go in, just catch up on everything. Jamie, are you married? No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Would say behavior, as some school management do not give you support. The school I was in was supportive, but a lot do not. So that is why I decided not to become a primary school teacher. I understand that. I mean, I was part of an after school, but the primary school hired them out. The kind of primary school hired them as their after school, so they weren't actually linked to the primary school. So they were called Energy Kids, and then they were taken over by junior adventure groups. And so, you know, we were like an outside company that linked up with the primary school. So I would collect the children, I would stay on the premises with them, but I essentially was part of the staff, but not kind of paid by them. But I was still, which I know sounds really odd, but I definitely came in to say a child had an issue and I could see behaviorally there was something going on. Some teachers would communicate that to me and some just wouldn't. And then the parents obviously collect in the evening and they're saying, oh, what's wrong with them? What's happened here? And some teachers are really communicative and let you know, and some just won't. And it can be a battle sometimes of personalities. So I found that's kind of defeats the purpose of teaching, really. You almost have like a competition with people, and all you're trying to do is kind of help them. Tassos, I remember when I worked in a care home for a while, the moment I entered and that geriatric smell entered my nostrils, I always fought the urge to quit. I finally did, even though I was a good carer. Well, I'm in, this isn't like a care home, so this is actually assisted living. So they're all in one home. They all live together in a house. So I've never been in a care home as such. I presume you mean like elderly. So I look after young adults, and the elderly. The one that's the oldest has got early onset dementia. So, but they are in their own home. This isn't kind of a. We are support workers. I know there's carers are different, but yeah, I can imagine caring for the really elderly. It would be quite stressful. So I'm going to pop that just on the crease. I always go just above the crease slightly because I have slightly hooded eyes. And I think that strength of color will probably be enough to, and then I'm going to put the white in under here again, so that you get amazing color payoff with NYX. And again, they are not particularly expensive. So we're just going to, again, slightly hooded eyes, which means that if I put, so if you ever hear somebody say I'm cutting my crease, what they're doing is they're going into the crease of the eye with the eyeshadow color and they're buffing it in. So if they don't have hooded eyes, when they look directly, that color doesn't disappear. If I did it, because I have slightly hooded eyes, my color would disappear. So that's why I go above, so that you still see the color basically. But I found a lot of teachers, and you know, Natalie, I had issues with even asking how, you know, because I was responsible for the children that went to the after school. I obviously was responsible for telling the parents that came at 6 o'clock how their day went. And some teachers were very, very, this is how they went and this is how, and some teachers just were like, yeah, everything was fine. And then I'd get to the after school and the child would kind of tell me X, Y, and Z. And so then I wouldn't have been able to go back because that teacher would have said everything was fine. So I think it was a person, I don't know what it was, what the personality issues were. So along with kind of the curriculum, I found that there wasn't a lot of supportive staff. That was just my personal opinion. Okay, so guys, that's as kind of deep as I would go, only because this particular picture showed kind of barely there eyeshadow, and you do want to look bronzed and you want to look blushed. It's very much kind of glowy summer skin, and that's kind of what I want to do. Do you like, you're not getting ignored? I don't really think about that kind of stuff at this point, Jamie, to be honest. If things happen, they happen, but I don't generally, I guess it's not in my everyday life due to kind of my work and hours and stuff. But I'm not somebody who goes for anything specific, but I certainly, at this point, because of my work and things, I tend to not really think of that at the moment. You're not, so what we're going to do is just kind of go right into the inner corners. That's not saying, guys, that if you have somebody in your life that you're happy with, absolutely, I celebrate that with you. I've always, you know, I'm definitely not against people being in relationships or anything like that. So certainly don't want people to come on and think that. It's just how my lifestyle at the minute. No, I'm not at the minute. So what I'm going to do is just pop that in the inner corner. So definitely, guys, feel, you know, especially in these times, if you've got that, that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. But if you don't, like I said in my mental health videos, hang on to the people that you have. So if you don't get on, say, with people at home, but you seem to get on with somebody in work or school, hang on to that person in work or school, because they're going to be the person that really helps you out. And I just know that from experience. Obviously, you guys know what happened with my family if you look at my mental health videos, things like that. So actually hang on to the people that you do have, but that's my advice would be. So okay, so as you can see, barely there. I do keep wanting to go in and go into something more, but this was the viral photo that came up, viral trend that I did, and this is the photo that came up for me, so I'm just kind of copying it. I would love more of a glossy product to show you guys, because I think it would look better with like maybe just something glossier. Like I may have probably, maybe we'll go in with the Radiance Rimmel Multitasker Better Than Filters. And this is a primer, highlighter, and a glow booster. So I think we do need something sort of glowy, or maybe a glow booster is probably the best word for it. Now I think I got the wrong shade in mine. This is 001 Fair. This is probably too light for me. If you guys know, my family did, so we're from Ireland, my mum is super pale, blue eyes, blonde hair, My other side of the family are quite dark, and before my grandfather passed away, he did Ancestry, and I think my father tried to continue it but didn't for some reason. But before he cancelled it or didn't do it, we had Italian in our family apparently, and they had found a great aunt, and then it just, I don't know what happened after that. It just kind of, the ancestry side of things, whether they didn't want to be contacted, I don't know. But apparently there's Italian in the family, which kind of makes sense if you see my cousins and my aunties, and that side of my dad's side is very, very dark. And not that I'm very dark, I think I got lighter, but my father is quite dark and my grandmother was. So I think as the generations went down, I'm not that dark. And obviously my mum is blonde, blue eyes, so she's kind of, I don't think I've gotten half and half from each. But yes, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is just pop kind of, maybe this is a Radiant Glow, and I might even put it under the brows. And we're going to be really careful about how we go with this, because I don't want it to look crazy. But guys, don't be kind of ashamed if you've got something you like to do, like, and whether, you know, whether that is looking at things like I look at. And when I say I like Jurassic Park, I don't want people, I have this nightmare of people thinking that I come off this and I just look at Jurassic Park. I don't. I'm a fan of the films, so that's what I would say. I'm a fan of the films, and there just happens to be a new one out. So I'm not somebody who's like obsessed or anything like that. But I do agree with you, Tassos, from what you said earlier. I'll catch up with the comments now. The first one, I think, just had something that was a bit more, I don't know, a bit more believable, if that's even, believable is probably the right word, because it looked so fake on Sky. I think Sky came up with a premiere or something, because they get what's happening now since COVID is Sky are getting the film straight out of the cinema within like 2 or 3 months. So it kind of came up with a premiere, and you can kind of pre-book it and stuff, but I haven't seen it yet. I may see it, but as I said before, I think in my other live, some people don't, in my friendship group, aren't particularly fans. They'd be more fans of Marvel and things like that, which I'm not of. I totally get it if you're a fan of Marvel, but that wouldn't be for me. So I better catch up with the comments, because I keep talking. I'm just going to go into the brows just before it sets, and then I will catch up with the comments. Okay, this is a much better place, obviously, guys, because the really weird thing is, it couldn't have been my internet last night. And so when I looked it up last night, apparently 57% of streamers last night on YouTube found issues with lives and comments. So because I thought to myself afterwards, if it's the internet, how am I still able to be online? People can see me, but all of a sudden they can't comment. So obviously there was an issue with streaming last night. So let me catch up on the comments. Sorry guys, I'll just dabbing it in before it gets. I just wanted a bit of a glow kind of booster. You're 34 years old. Okay, Jamie, you can't imagine what you radiate. Oh, thank you, Tassos. Jamie, do you watch Frozen? When I was in childcare, a lot of the kids were absolutely obsessed with it, so I had to watch it. And that Baby Shark song came out, and oh my god, if I never hear that song again, I will be so happy. They played it and played it and played it, and it just never, and I think even the parents started to get completely, at least I could go home at the end of the day. That Baby Shark song came out, oh my gosh. Yeah. But I've seen I have seen Frozen, yeah. Once, I think. Okay, so I might put a little bit more of that glow booster on. We'll do the lashes and the lips, and I think we'll be kind of done. I will put my photos up afterwards. She grew up with The Lion King. Yes, The Lion King, the original. Baby Shark, doo-doo. Oh my gosh. Oh my god, I can hear it in my head before you even said that. It's just never ending. Or Gangnam Style, when that came out, that was like played constantly. I remember that being played constantly in the primary school. Gangnam Style, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is curl our lashes. The Real Techniques Studio London. I do have it here somewhere. Just bear with me. Okay. Yes, I knew I had it somewhere. So this is what it looks like. It's just the Studio London. I had an e.l.f. one for a long time, and it just gave up the ghost, as we say in Ireland, on me, and so I can't use it anymore. But this has a cushion effect. So I always say try to look for a eyelash curler with a cushion effect, because it'll be really gentle on your eyes. You'll find it easier to curl your lashes. You'll find it more comfortable. So that's what we're going to do. I always look down. So if you haven't seen my lives before, what I do and what I recommend you do to get really good mascara and some control is get a little mirror and look down. So curl your lashes looking down, curl your do the mascara looking down, so that when you look up, you've got more control. If you're looking in a mirror, guys, trying to do the mascara, you're kind of looking in a long mirror and you're really trying to struggle. But this is something that I would really recommend. You sent me an email, okay. Being a Greek, I remember from VHS, I got subtitles. It was The Land Before Time. Yes, I remember that. Oh my goodness. I haven't seen that in a long time. Okay, so what I'll do, because the lips are feeling dry, so I am going to put on some lip oil. I do have the fan going right behind me, so that probably isn't helping. But yes, we're just going to put on, this is the Revolution, and it's their Pout Lip Oil Hydrating, so that's quite good. Again, photos will be up shortly after the live. But yeah, guys, I always say, just be yourself, whatever that is, just be yourself. Because at the end of the day, the big thing to come from, particularly if you work, so if you're in school and studying, you know, focus on that, focus on your friends. But what I will say about work is there's no work that, so focus on yourself and focus on your family and friends. And the reason I say that is there's no job out there that wouldn't replace you the next day. And I know that sounds really drastic, but it's true. There is no job out there that you go to every day, and it's great if you love your job, it's great if you love the company, but there's no job that would not replace you the next day. And that kind of is a stark reminder to really like do what you enjoy, and see the people you want to see, and experience life the way you want to experience it, because it is a stark reminder that unless you work for yourself or anything like that, there isn't no job out there that wouldn't kind of look for somebody else the next day. So it's just that the message from that isn't supposed to be depressing, by the way. It's supposed to be just live your life the way you want to do it. So whether that is just having a hobby that you have, don't feel kind of self-aware about it. So that's just the Revolution Lip Pout Hydrating Lip Oil. So I will just take a water, because I've been talking and talking, guys. Sorry. Okay, so we're going to curl the lashes with that Studio London lash curler. Did you get my email? I'm on live right now using my phone, so, and I haven't got my laptop around me, so I haven't got any email. Tassos, even though they will replace you, doesn't mean that they hate you or they see you as a number. Oh no, that's exactly what I meant. So I'm not saying that that work hate you at all, or that you're seen as a number, but my point is, don't give everything and your all and your whole self to something that you then feel tired or drained from, when that company might that company, the realistic side of it is things that they do replace you. But that's not to say if you have a job, that's not to say if you have a job, don't and you enjoy it, amazing, and you've got friends there, amazing. Don't say that. Absolutely enjoy the job you have if you're with a company, but I'm just saying that don't kind of neglect the other side of kind of your life, which you're entitled to have, I think. My age is too young for you, okay. Natalie, yeah, I say that too. If I died, human resources would replace me in 2 weeks. At home, you can't be replaced. That's exactly what I'm saying. So that was my point. Companies are great. If you find a company and you've got colleagues and you all get on very well, that's amazing. But your family are the ones that are waiting for you to give that energy to them back home, and your friends, and they're the ones that are going to feel the kind of loss. So all I'm saying is, if you have a company that you work for, amazing, and if they give you everything you need, that's great. But don't forget that that's not the most important thing, because they do replace you. And then that also kind of falls into the kind of subject of people that maybe aren't getting on very well in work. and are struggling to go in every day, you know, because they don't feel listened to or they don't feel heard for whatever reason. So that would just be my advice, guys. If you love your job, amazing, but just remember, um, you know, just remember, you know, that you matter and your life matters, and like your interests. Don't live. If I would say something, don't live to work, work to live. That was what I would say. You know, I went to Portugal 3 years ago, and then we went out on this boat, and there was lots of different people from different countries, and we saw like Lagos caves, and it's like when you're so busy, so you go on the bus, you're kind of used to city life, and like it's non-stop, and then he brought us out on this kind of boat into the caves, and it was so silent. I think I've got a video of it on my channel somewhere. It was just so silent, and everyone, even though we didn't know each other, everyone was just like appreciating, like, oh my goodness, you know, this is absolutely probably once in a lifetime. When, and obviously the birds are flying by, and it was just so, we were literally in the middle of nowhere, like we really were. But it was something that I'll always remember, you know. In Portugal, it was just, you know, it's just going to be one of those things, and that's what I mean. You know, like you say, Natalie, you know, human resources in companies, they do replace you, and that is the nature of companies. But actually your purpose is to be with your family, your friends, your partner, that kind of thing. So that's what I would say, the kind of messages, really. Tassos, I can't make peace with the fact that I have to work for so many decades ahead. Yes, you know, so you're obviously thinking about that. So, you know, that is something that kind of probably scares all of us, you know, if we're in that situation. I can completely understand where you're coming from with that. So what I'm going to do is just curl these lashes. I think Jamie's left. Bless him. Okay, so we're just going to curl the lashes. And it does half the work basically that the mascara will do for you guys. So if you struggle with mascara, or you have lashes that tend to just go in a straight direction, curling them will really, really help. But I understand that, Tassos. You know, I think a lot of us do have to work, and kind of the thought of that. So that's what I mean. You know, when you have the time to do something you really love, I would absolutely do it. Go for it. That's what I would say. So what we're going to do is just take a look at the mascara, which is going to be the Collections Mile High Mascara. I'm just going to take another drink because I am definitely feeling the heat. Tassels, thankfully I don't, okay, struggle with mascara, it's good. Okay. Right. So what we're going to do now is, so this is a really good wand because the inner corners are quite thin, so you can get right into those inner corners. But I think, guys, given like what's going on in the world as well, it, of course it affects everybody's mental health, so it's even more important to highlight kind of doing things that you want to do, you know, whatever that is, you know, because anyone can kind of have money but still feel trapped, or be in a job they love but still feel trapped when they go home, or, you know, there's a lot of things that go on that if you have something that you can do that is just your time, where you get a once in a lifetime chance maybe to go somewhere, take up the opportunity, definitely, guys, you know. So we're just gonna look down this way. I can see exactly what I'm doing. It's much more close up. I'm not struggling in a longer mirror. I'm not doing it from further ahead. So this, I would highly recommend this, guys. This is the Collections Mile High Mascara. I want to thank you all for coming on tonight, guys. I absolutely love chatting to people from all over the world. And I also really just love that connection with people, you know. I think we all need it. And I think now we're in kind of a world of online anyway. You know, we're in that world of online. We're in that world of when we go home, if there isn't somebody necessarily there straight away that you feel you can talk to, you do tend to go online. So streaming, people online, you know, that thing, it's kind of becoming more prevalent, you know. So I think it's important to just have something for yourself, you know. But yes, I am looking forward to it raining, and I never thought I'd say that because coming from Ireland, it rained all the time. But this heat, I just can't take it, guys. I just cannot take this heat. We're supposed to have a nice cool day tomorrow, and then I think it's to go all the way back to being like up to 29, 30 again. So I think it's global warming, basically. Um, how is the people around you, their behavior, their demeanor? Do you see agitation? Or is it a southern thing? What do you mean? Sorry, what do you mean by that? A southern thing. An agitation. I don't know what do you mean? So that's about 3 or 4 coats, guys, and if you just see the difference, very much like the photo, just gives a little bit of a lift, but it certainly kind of makes everything a bit more pronounced, a bit more natural. You definitely can see there's something there, but it's not over the top in any way. You could certainly go stronger with the blush if you wanted to. I just felt like because they're drops, if you don't blend them in super quick, they do tend to kind of stick to certain areas. So this is kind of, you can go on your bottom lashes, but I know my look, guys. I'd go on my bottom lashes today and it would probably just go all the way. My look is coming this week, and last week was just a chaotic week. I just have this feeling if I go with my lower lashes tonight, it's going to, yeah, it just wouldn't work. I just have a feeling. Natalie, I can't wait for the winter. I hate the heat. I was somebody who actually liked the summer until this year, and I can't wait for the winter either. I can't wait for just not so much the rain, but you know, that cold breeze. And the wind. I know that sounds crazy. That's what I can't wait for. Having that cold breeze and, you know, just being able to walk outside. And I don't even mind having to warm up. It's when you have to cool down is the real struggle, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I find. So I'm just putting on another coat. Collections is in Superdrug and Boots. I think Collections is Boots' own brand. So they are really affordable. But look at that brush, guys. I love that brush. It's perfect. But yeah, I am definitely waiting for the cold weather. And it's only July, it's not even August yet. So what are we in for in August? I don't know. So what I'm going to do is just curl the other lash. Again, we have put on that lip oil. I wasn't going to put on a lipstick as such because it didn't really show a lipstick in the colours. So what we're going to do is the other side now. I'm going to curl the lashes. Yeah, it is easier to warm up than to cool down. Roll on winter, absolutely. Even roll on, you know, fall. Roll on, yeah, just roll on cooler weather. To think that when you go abroad, oh, you can't wait for that sun, but it's a different type of heat. I don't know about you, but I find that it's a different heat. You know, because you have the breeze, everything's air conditioned because they're used to it. So anywhere you go, like Portugal, Spain, anywhere like that, America, they have the air conditioning because they're used to it and it's what they've been used to. It's kind of what they're seasoned to. Whereas Ireland and England, I don't think we have that. So yeah, I had a friend actually telling me that she was going to order a air conditioning unit for her house. So yeah, that's new. And I said, well, wait a few weeks because you don't know. But she said, no, if you're not seeing the news, this is something that's going to be regular. So I said, okay. So she's actually getting an air conditioning unit for her house. So it's crazy. Yeah, it is a totally different heat here. It's just exactly, there's a mugginess to it, I think. And that's exactly the right word for it, Natalie. Exactly. There is a mugginess to it. And it's just uncomfortable. It's really uncomfortable, and then it makes you tired, and you're probably not as tired as you are, but it just your body just doesn't have the energy. So what I'm going to do is just get that mirror again, and we're going to just curl the other lash. Okay. So yes, on Wednesday I put myself in for a gym induction. It's free. You just go in and they show you what the machines are for. Whether I'll go back after that, I don't know. But I thought to myself, why not try it? One of the guys I bring, I don't mind him that much, but when I do take him out and I do need to work with him, he is a big gym fanatic, but I have to be with him. So it's kind of like I'm there, but I'm not using anything. So we'll see. It's an induction, so they just show you how to do things. I'm more of a swimmer, really. I always kind of found the gym slightly boring. I'm sorry if anybody goes to the gym on this. I do. I'm going to see what it's like, but I'm definitely more kind of interested in swimming if I do something like that. But yes, we'll have got an induction, so we'll see how it goes. The worst thing you can do is go in and not know how any of the machines work. Obviously, we all know what a treadmill does. But you know, anything else there, I would have no idea what I'm doing. So we'll see if it goes. We'll see if it goes well. Okay, so we're gonna just curl the other lash. Hi, preppy girl. Okay, And again, I would always recommend like a curler with a little cushion on it because it really helps. It's more comfortable, I think. Okay. And then we're just going to do the other lash. Okay. But I hope you guys are having a good week. I mean, it's only Monday, I guess. So we'll see how the week goes. What we're going to do Wednesday will be the next live, and that's usually at 2 p.m. during the day. Tomorrow is an overnight, so 7:30 to 7:30. So Wednesday will be my next live. I do longer form content every Saturday, so you will see that I did a video on Saturday. It's only about 13 minutes because I'm trying to keep the longer form content a little bit shorter for you guys, so you can kind of, if you have the time, you can say, okay, this is only 13 minutes, this is only 14 minutes, I'll have the time for that. If there's longer form content that I will, that's maybe 35 to 40 minutes, I know that can be kind of, when people don't have time and things like that, it can be quite time. So this is, I think my last one was on the Ukambi Exotic Flavors palette, and I did just pop it on for, I think, 14 minutes. So that should be everything. Preppy Girl, do you have any lift up jeans? No, I don't. I love how random the things we discuss as you put on your makeup. So do I. I love it. It's hard to find people that are interested in the things you're in. But the great thing about streaming is that anybody has the potential to come on. And yes, I know that can be good and bad. I realize that, because some people can come in that maybe don't have the best of intentions. But the great thing about it, if you look at the positive side of it, is that we all are open to talking about anything, and anyone can say, obviously within guidelines, what they feel. And I love the randomness of it. So yeah, I love makeup, but I think I've said from the beginning when I was requested to do them, my big thing was, yes, we'll do the makeup, but love kind of interacting with you guys so much and just getting to know you, particularly if you've subscribed to the channel as well, or if you want to subscribe. We just get to know each other a bit better. I get more kind of feedback on what the channel likes, that kind of thing. I love random talks. So do I. I mean, when do you get to do this in real life? That's how I feel. Like, when do you get to do this? You can't do this, I think, in real life, and that's the great thing about it, is that it's always going to be there, which I love. I love that too. Do you have any Miss Dior perfume? No, but I know Andy has recently done a video on amazing perfumes. I'm not I like Chanel No. 5 Mademoiselle, but I haven't seen it in a long time. It was one of her I think it was her second release, Chanel Mademoiselle, and it's in this pink bottle. I haven't had it since my mum got it for me, I think years ago for my birthday, and I haven't had it since. Preppy Girl, do you have any Miss Dior? I don't, but I've heard Miss Dior is very good. Preppy Girl. Tassos, I don't run into people with common interests that often in real life, but watching you is something. Oh, that's good. Preppy Girl. Okay, bye. Have a good time, Preppy Girl. I'm almost finished here, so okay, so that's kind of it, guys. Very natural looking, and the photos will show it up more. I think the lighting here is just for the purposes of video, things like that. So it'll show it more in a natural setting, I think. But I was really glad you guys could comment tonight. You're welcome, Preppy Girl. Have a really good week. I'll be live again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. UK time, and then bye, Preppy Girl. And then my other live will be Sunday at 8:30 again. So I'm really grateful that you guys come on. I'm grateful for people that subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me. I love talking to you guys as well. I love the makeup, don't get me wrong, but I definitely, like we all discussed, we all have our different interests, and the big thing for me is that you feel like you can tell me your interests and that nobody judges. It's very a non-judgmental place here. So have a great week, guys. Again, 2 p.m. UK time will be my next live. Longer form content videos just before I go, so you know what the channel does, are on Saturday, which are in my video section. And then the after Wednesday, Sunday is my next live at 8:30 p.m. Thank you for joining, guys. Thank you all for your support, and I will see you in the next live Wednesday at 2 p.m. UK time. In the meantime, there will be posts in about 5 minutes on my post section. Have a great week, guys, and I'll see you very soon.